There we go, sports fans, and congratulations, you joined the winning wager. Normally we just do NFL games. We started in week 4, and in weeks 4 and 5 combined, we were 19-6. That's an amazing 78% clip against the spread. And we had so many favorable comments about what we were doing and our record was that people wanted to say, they wanted to know, hey, will you please do college games? So we've charted out the college games here recently, and we believe that our system now will be able to give you some college games. So here late on a Friday night, and pardon my attire, I just came from the gym. There you go. And I know for a lot of y'all, this is your gym, and you're like, hey, let's get right to it. So we will get right to it with college games in week 7 on the college NFL or college season. Let's go right to it. All right, the first game we've got is top-ranked Texas playing number 18 ranked Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. We've got UT as a 14.5 point favorite. We like the Longhorns. Go with the Longhorns minus 14.5. You might want to buy a point and make them minus 13.5 in case they cover by 2 touchdowns exactly. All right, let's go to another game involving a top 10 ranked team. Number 8, Tennessee is playing host to the University of Florida. Tennessee is 4-1. Florida is 3-2. Tennessee is a 15.5 point favorite. We like Tennessee at home against Florida minus the 15.5. You might say that's kind of a big number. Doesn't matter. Our system says go with the Volunteers of Tennessee. So Tennessee minus 15.5. That game is being played at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. And by the way, the UT Oklahoma game, for those of you who don't know, will be a 3:30 p.m. Eastern time kickoff on ABC. All right, another game involving 2 top 25 ranked teams involves number 13 LSU at home against number 9 ranked Ole Miss. Both teams, well, LSU is 4-1, Ole Miss is 5-1. LSU is actually catching 3.5 points at home, which I find hard to believe that LSU is good a program as they've had traditionally and over the recent years. LSU catching points at home, are you kidding me? Well, apparently not. Vegas is giving LSU 3.5 right now. We like LSU plus the 3.5 at home against Ole Miss. That game is going to have well, it's in the evening. I don't know exactly what time the kickoff is. I did not write that down. I'm sorry. All right. Another game that's going to be, it's going to have a 7:30 p.m. Eastern time kickoff, and it's going to be broadcast nationally. It's going to be Ohio State at Oregon. Ohio State is ranked 2nd. Oregon is ranked 3rd. Both teams are 5-0. Let's go with Ohio State minus the 3.5 on the road at Oregon. Now, if you're smart, we always advise this, a favorite by 3.5, let's go ahead and buy that point and get Ohio State to minus 2.5. That way, if they win by just a field goal, we're all covered on that. Okie doke. Other games that the system is leaning toward is Georgia. I know they're a big favorite at home against Mississippi State. We like Georgia minus the 34. I know that's a lot of points, but we think that Georgia is going to win by at least 34. Georgia 5th ranked. Mississippi State had a nice game against Texas the last time out, but Mississippi State on the road at Georgia. We like Georgia minus the 34. Mississippi State is only 1-4, but at any rate, we like the game. The game starts at 4:15 Eastern time, and it's going to be on the SEC network. All right. Another games we like, Kentucky against Vanderbilt. Kentucky playing host to Vanderbilt. Both teams are 3-2 coming in. The game's going to have a 6:45 p.m. Eastern time kickoff on the SEC network. We like Kentucky minus 12.5 against Vanderbilt. I know Vandy's coming off of that big win, upset win against Alabama last week. They may be a little bit down. Again, our system doesn't even take that into consideration. But we do like Kentucky minus the 12.5 against Vanderbilt. And in another game involving a top 10 team, speaking of Alabama, number 7 ranked Alabama, coming off this lone loss of the year last week at Vanderbilt. Bama playing this week at home against South Carolina. The Gamecocks are 3-2. Bama is just 1 loss on the year last week against Vanderbilt. We like Alabama minus the 21.5 points. Again, you might want to buy a point, get them down to 20.5. That way, if they cover by 3 touchdowns exactly, you're covered. That game has a noon Eastern time kickoff, and it's going to be broadcast by ABC. So once again, our picks: Texas minus 14.5 against Oklahoma, Tennessee minus 15.5 against the University of Florida, LSU plus 3.5 against Ole Miss, Ohio State minus 3.5 against Oregon. Again, by that point, get Ohio State to minus 2.5. And by the way, Ohio State is the only team that our system favors this week that is on the road, and they're favored on the road. All right, the leanings we have: Georgia minus 34 against Mississippi State, Kentucky minus 12.5 at home against Vanderbilt, and Alabama minus 21.5 at home against South Carolina. All right, folks, that's our debut edition for college football right here on The Winning Wager. I'm Stan the Man, your #1 fan. I'm going to ask you to hit the like button and the subscribe button so we can do this for you every single week. And remember to join us also on our NFL Winning Wagers program, all right? We appreciate your time and effort. Good luck, and have a great week.